Facebook right now on my
Check it
phone.
out.
Let's see. So while people are joining in, let's see. Doo, 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 doo. Oh snap! There you are on my phone, Facebook.
You
Let's see.
see it? I don't see it on your page yet.
Yeah, I see it on my phone. Let's see. Live. I'm gonna tag you in it.
All
Live
right.
with parents. So how you feel, man? How's things going out there?
Man, I'm feeling good, bro. Just catching up on rest, getting time to produce, getting video production, editing out the way, and just spending time with family, bro.
Yeah, man. So what have you been producing, man?
Ah, man. So I'm actually working on the next. It's like a point 2.1 season of the number one itinerary. So it's
Okay.
not season three. It's like an extension of season two. And I got the
Okay.
intro out already. New intro.
Yeah, man. I saw you drop that music video.
Oh man, yeah, I got the music video. That's been out, but I was like, man, let me get some time to promote it because I realized I got more time now, so I'll promote it. And I also dropped the freestyle made in Jamaica a while ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the one I had saw. I saw it on a couple of San Antonio Facebook groups. I was all like, "Oh, this is super fly." Let me see who's in the live here. Did you get the link on Facebook?
Let me see if I got the link. Yep, I got it. I got it.
Okay. Yeah.
It says content isn't available right now.
What? Let
That's
me
so
see
weird.
if
Maybe because I'm
maybe.
on Safari.
Oh,
Maybe
my
because
bad. It's because let me change. It's the privacy settings. Watch. As soon
okay.
as I change this, it's gonna be like, oh snap. Okay, there we go. Public. Okay, so if you refresh it, it should be good to go now. I was all
All
like,
right.
why isn't this going on? But yeah, so now we live. So people that are tuning in, I'm with Tony Polanco, aka Passport Polanco, and man, so we're just like chilling. He's at the spot. So man, CMOS. So since you've been using CMOS, I wanted to say like or ask. So do you feel a difference when you don't use it?
Oh man, I remember when I didn't use it as much. Um, I got more fatigued, and I just can tell like if I'm doing a lot and my body gets tired. I got a lot tired more quicker. Let's put it like that. But I'm so used to drinking it now.
Yeah. Yeah, though I've been going without it. I'm all like, oh, it's been too long. Like,
Yeah, me and Madeline were just talking about that. It was like, man, we need to do a try meetup soon. We need to have that meetup soon. Um, and it's gonna be less than 10 people to keep in the
yeah,
social distance restriction and federal regulations. So that's what I was just telling Madeline about because she was like, "Man, it's been a minute since we've seen Kevin and Kinyo."
yeah. Though it has, it feels like I know when March just like came through. March is a blur. Like I'm just sitting up there April 1st. I'm like, yo, what in the world?
March was like, I don't know where it went, man. It was like a mudslide. It just went
Oh,
downhill very abruptly.
right. And it was crazy because I was sitting there and I was like, I had several things just in place, um, and I'm just all like, yo, them overnight, just but what I wanted to say, so there, I haven't heard of much, and I haven't fully looked. Usually, I just kind of let things come to me, but I haven't heard of many cases like in Southern America. I know they like exist, but like I haven't really heard much about South America.
Man, I'll tell you, man, it's crazy right now in Brazil. The president. is still discarding it as a little flu. Um, and it's crazy because the president is like, "Oh no, this is a little flu." He's not recognizing it, but the people in the communities are realizing it, of course, because they're being affected the most. So in Brazil, the gangs in the favelas in Brazilian communities actually made a curfew. They're organizing and trying to make their own system to help people get around and do things in a safe social distance manner because the government is not even recognizing it. The president's like, oh, it's not true, when in fact people in the cabinet, in the presidential cabinet, actually have been tested positive for it, which is
Mm.
crazy.
Dang. The presidential cabinet in Brazil?
In Brazil, it was I can't
Wow.
remember his position, but it was one person he actually met with um Trump, and people were criticizing President Trump, saying, "Oh, you met with this Brazilian official, and you want to get tested." That's why Trump ended up getting tested and saying
Mm.
it was. They said it was positive, but yeah, it's like some countries are taking it seriously, some are not. In Peru, like, is actually some American citizens stuck in Peru
I heard about that. I
because they
heard
closed
about
the
that.
borders. So it's like right now, I'm just telling people don't travel. Go check out the one itinerary from your couch, from YouTube. Check it out because you can, if you want to travel, we got videos for you. You can see Peru, you can see Cuba, you can see Panama, you can see all over the world, Jamaica, and you ain't got to worry about passing through an airport because right now, man, it's very hectic. I seen people. I got friends. I'm not gonna put their names out, but they traveling. And I understand it's very affordable right now, but at what risk are you taking to travel to a place right now? Like what are the risks? What are, like, why would you compromise your health at this time?
Yeah.
So
So, like, as a traveler, like you have your business around that, you love to travel. Like, how does that make you feel like right now? Does it really affect you? Like, are you taking full advantage of the fact that it's like a break time to reformat and kind of look at things in a different perspective? Or are you feeling kind of like traveler sick, like, oh man, I'm itching to go somewhere, but like you don't want to put yourself, you're a family man as well, you don't want to put yourself or your family at risk as far as trying to wanting to go somewhere, and you travel as a unit as well, so it's just like it's even that as well. So what's your view on that? How are you taking that?
yeah, it's business wise, it is hurting businesses all across the line, especially traveling. Which you got a business, you're gonna anticipate you're gonna take some L's. That's just part of business. At first, it was like, man, this is horrible. I really want to travel. I was getting ready to travel in May to Panama and getting ready for Black History Month there, but it's always a silver lining. So
Yeah.
looking at the positives, right now, it's time to really get some rest, time to really spend time with family, time to really just appreciate the fact that at least, at least we can slow down. At least we have the option of, okay, taking this time and being okay. Once I realized that, okay, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, business is not going to be booming as I like. Let's do what we can do. Let's take control of what we have control. So video production, editing, getting the season 2.1 out ready for viewers, taking time to sit down and enjoy time with family, go over things like health and monitoring health and making sure that our immune system is good and looking at what we can do to better boost our immune system. So yeah, it's been some ups and downs, but I'm just glad that I'm able to recognize the silver linings in the time I have now to really digest it all.
Yeah, and I think that right now, especially when it comes to brands, especially with, businesses, now is the time to really get people to even know about you. Like, that's one of the things that I've been, like, I watched this webinar this past Sunday, and it was talking about how, like, now's the time to double down on your branding because now people have the time to look at it. Now people have the time to be able to take it in and not have the busyness of the day because they're, on chill mode and stuff.
Man, it it is definitely that right now. Everyone's posting and it's like, man, you and I we've been doing this, so it's like we're kind of ahead of the curve because we didn't decide to do this just because, social distancing and being stuck at home. We've been doing this, so how can we take advantage and give the viewers something now that they're here right with us? And I read a quote that you put up a few weeks ago, man, that really struck a chord with me. It said, oh, what was the quote? You said, just because you can't do everything doesn't mean that you shouldn't do anything. It was
Yeah,
something of that sort.
yeah,
And when I read that, I was like, oh man, it's time to go into post production and start doing some editing. And before it really got that serious with the social distancing, I remember you posting that. And when I read that, I was like, you're right. We may not be able to do everything, but if we do a little bit at a time, lay our bricks, we can get a lot done over time. And since then, I just been getting videos ready, posting, getting things ready for number one itinerary, getting videos that's been sitting in the vault, like that freestyle video.
yeah,
That was in the vault since 2017 of
yeah.
June. And I was like, it's time. It's prime time now. It's time to
Right.
get it out. So, you know,
It's definitely time to open up the vault. And you know what I realized? I was just like, man, there's nothing but just gold in there. I was sitting there and I was like, that's why I posted. Started posting like my music videos on IGTV and posting as far as professional photos because at this point I was just all like, to other people, they still might have not have seen certain videos. For one, like I could look at the views and be like, oh well, that this definitely didn't reach its full capacity, But now,
yeah,
at this point, and it can come like as a flurry almost. Like it's just all like, oh, there goes this video, and it seems like, oh, to them it's gonna be new. So in this particular time, it's like going back through things. There's still my whole trip when I first left the 9 to 5. And what's interesting is that, to date, it's been 3, 4 years.
wow,
Like,
congrats.
thank you. It's definitely it definitely is work. Like, that's the one thing that I've learned throughout all of this is that, a lot of it is just learning. And with this happening the way that it did when it came to events and everything like that, one of the main things that this webinar was saying was that if you've been building your business foundation on the back of like physical events, she was just like, it's like building a house on sand because outside shows have always been unpredictable. And
Yeah,
that kind of like hit me. Like I was just all like, oh man, like it's true. And then we have this access as far as the internet, and it's all like, well, maybe I need to switch it up a little bit. Let me do, because these past like 10 plus years of doing music, I'm like, what's been the issue? Where's been the disconnect? Where is it where it's just not to where I want it to be as far as reach? And I'm just all like, oh, well, it's consistency or lack of consistency, because I'll promote something or release something and it'll have a duration as far as that I personally am putting into it. And then after a while, it's just like, bloop, and then, like, you never hear from it. And it's just all like, yo, I need to stop doing that. So that's why with this new project, which is the precursor to the composition album at the end of the year. So that's why like I wanted to talk about travel because like, yo, the plan is because they have CBD in London, and stuff like that. I want to be able to do the composition release as far as there, because what I'm doing is I'm dropping the composition cigarettes, the composition album, the
nice.
composition documentary, the composition journal for people to write in, and then the composition like reflective like essay book basically. And so I want to have that whole rollout. I want to have a release in London and do the Texas CBD fair as well. But we'll see how things are, going by that time. But I feel like this is the perfect time to invest in the skills and to
Yeah.
also like get some of that, dive really deep into that. And so like the start of that is the this EP that I'm gonna drop on 420, um abstract philosophy art.
Woo! Dang, that sounds deep, bro. And you got the first single out, because I remember you first posted a picture. It wasn't the song just yet. It was a picture, and I was like, "Oh snap! Is this a new release?" And then you posted the song, and I was like, "Man, this is it." So that's the first single, the face mask, the first single off that EP, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Basically, I think I have all five of the tracks. There's probably a couple of like little additions that I'm gonna have. I'm gonna record like little sessions of me like tweaking the beats and doing the re-recording the vocals because the only one that's official is Face Mask, and so the rest of them are gonna be going through re-record, and so it's 4 songs to re-record, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be fire. But as like I am looking at it realistically, if I have the finances, like after all of this stuff, I want to go to Mexico for like a week. I want to go to Tulum. Like
Tulum, nice,
I just want to like sit
nice.
there because it's super cheap out there and it's beautiful. Like it's so gorgeous. So I'm just like after all this stuff dies down, I'm caught up on everything. Everything's good to go. I'm just all like, all right, let me go over there. Let me go. Oh, that's Kenya. I'm gonna call him back a little bit.
Yeah, it's all about timing, man. This gives you more time to prepare and get everything ready. Because like the more prepared you are, the more things will be in place of how you want it to turn out. So this actually gives you more time to prepare, get things set up like you want. Um, and that's how I look at it, man, because it's all about timing.
Yeah,
That's sometimes I realize, things don't happen for a certain reason. Because I could have been traveling and already had some travel plans in place, but things happen in life where we never know why, but it's time, and sometimes we gotta look at the timing. And good thing I didn't plan anything, man, because my whole plans would have been, man.
bro, it would have been like me on that Las Vegas trip, man. Like that joint was just all like, yo, what in the world? Like,
Yeah, you're gonna bounce back, man. We're all bouncing back from certain things that happened.
right? And that's what I feel like, the bounce back is so real. Like, and it's cool because during this preparation time, I feel like it forced a lot of people to sit, because like I know in different ways I'm all like I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, and it's just all like nope, switch it up, do something else, and
Yeah,
it's okay, because I feel like there's a lot that we've kind of looked past within ourselves and just like in general, that is super important to go forward. Like I feel like this is the first year of an entire new decade. Like we can't go into it all willy nilly. Like, oh, this is just another year trying to pull in everything from the past last 10 years, into 2020, and it's just all like, everybody chill, sit down, let's redo this. Like,
man, it's been a roller coaster. You're right about that. It's been a roller coaster. Just trying to. What up, MVP Mimi? Talking about the CMOS. Shout out Madeline Vasquez Polanco MVP.
yes,
Yeah.
shout out to Madeline, the tribe. So there's like this show either on Netflix or something called like The Tribe or something like that.
What?
And Yeah, like I think it's either the tribe or something like that, and it's supposed to be like this. These kids are like running the show, and the adults like died off from like some disease or something like that.
Whoa,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's freaking crazy.
dang! It's, it's like, man, is it the right time to watch that?
Man, and you know what's crazy? I think it's an older show too. I think it came out like the 80s or early 90s. So that's what
Oh
makes it
wow.
even more crazier because it's just all like, oh, what's going on?
Oh man, I've been seeing all these different series just popping up, and it's like right now is the time to get. I notice like series and shows are just getting recognized out of the blue, and they've been there, but it's
Yeah.
like now people have more time to dive in and just watch TV, take time to Netflix and chill, get on Hulu, and it's like all these shows popping up. I saw you have a composition series as well, a Mr.
Yeah.
Composition series.
Yeah, like I put the first episode on YouTube. As a matter of fact, where is it? So this B Live is pretty legit. Like the reason, so the Texas CBD Fair Market is definitely going down this weekend. Now that I have this, you know,
Nice.
yeah. So this program is actually pretty flyer. This is pretty flyer. Reminds me, I need to make the flyer. It's pretty fly, and I could do things like share screens and be like, oh cool, so watch this. I'm gonna bring up my YouTube so people can see like, hey, but how y'all doing, people that are tuned in? I'm here with Passport Polanco. We talking about the travelers out there and just how things are going on. So let the people know a little bit about like what it is that you do, your origin for the Afro Latinos. Like let them know.
Oh man, yeah. So my name is Tony Polanco. About coming here via Panama, South Central Los Angeles, raised in Los Angeles through my Panamanian roots in Panama. Yeah, man. Represent Afro Latino culture, Black Hispanic culture, Black Latino culture to be exact, and just let them know, Black people, we everywhere. Everywhere you gonna go, we gonna be here on the map. So, Panama, California, and also now representing San Antonio. Um, man, I just love it, man. What I'm about is traveling, and traveling. I want people to know you don't got to be no world traveler. Travel is something as simple as going to your nearby park. Just
Yeah,
exploring and just getting to see things that's out there, even stepping out of your usual comfort zone. That means going to the public library, which I love doing, which also means going to, the park down the street or going across state or going across city or just going to another continent. That's what I
yeah.
do. I do travel agency, number one itinerary, and travel vlogger. We got the number one itinerary series on YouTube. Definitely check that out. Man, this series right here is that's the Mr. Composition series you're talking about.
Yeah, so if y'all go on YouTube, y'all are able to see the first episode of season 2. It's on there. It's about a little over 13 minutes, so I'll play like a little snippet. This was that was the first show of the year, pretty much.
I remember that trailer. I remember that on Project 4.
So it's really cool, like the way that you're able to do like this live, like because I'm able to do the full screen and it shows like Superfly. Like while this is going on there, I'm like looking on my phone as far as the Facebook aspect, and it's showing like full screen with all this everything, and I'm all like, oh, this is pretty fly. Um, but yeah, so whenever y'all get a chance, check
Ooh,
that
tribe.
out,
That's the tribe.
right? But yeah, that is that. Let me remove that off the screen share. Let's see. Hi. There we go.
Nice.
So that's cool. I
Nice.
like the fact that it's able to do that. Like I think this is so fly.
That is fly. That's what's up. Man. And you said season two. I remember seeing a series. I don't know if it was the official Mr. Composition where you were in LA. And then you had some parts in Japan. Was that a different series?
Oh, so I have there's the composition series, the docu series, the mini docu series, and then there was this mini series that I did called From Self Doubt to Self Published, and that was like, my journey as a self published author, and then I do the top moments, and so I'm doing that. I'm gonna be doing that this year. So I did last year. And I originally started the top moments as like an Instagram post of like eat like something from each month, and then I was all like, well, I have the video footage, so why don't I just do a top moment? So I did that of 2018. And so that has like a bunch of what was going on in 2018. So now this year, I'm going to do the top moments of 2019.
Got
Um,
it.
so yeah, it's going to be fun.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Man, can't wait till we do that London release. That's it's gonna be. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. Like, and I've never been to London yet, but there's so much high energy to go over there because, like, when I look at my analytics, like on Bandcamp or YouTube or anything, like, London by default is there, And the thing is that the Pandora's Jukebox video was done by a London animator. And then, like, I've
Mm,
got production by a German producer that's for Brick Wall. And then also, I had a book review from London as well. So it's just all like there's several things like in Europe in general that I've been able to get some type of access and have me there in some way. And so I know just touching down on there, and that's why I'm not rushing anything. Like anytime I'm like, I was so upset with the Las Vegas thing, but I was just all like, it literally probably saved my life. Like, I don't know what would it, if I actually went through with it. And also, there's just being able to go to that conference later on in life or something like that when I'm more like established in the CBD or cannabis community and things like that. I think that would end up being a little bit better for me, and that way when I go there, people know like, oh, instead of, me just being a random influencer there, like I want people to know like, oh, this is he's legit when it comes to the CBD world, and this is what he's done. So it's like I felt like it a lot of last year was like a sample year. It's just all
yeah.
like I'm gonna give you a gist of what's to come, but this ain't it right now.
Yeah, you got the connects. It's like you got the fire starter, you got everything, the catalyst to it. Now you about to really set a blaze.
Oh yeah, and that's going to be fun, because there's a lot to do. During this time, I feel like this is literally Goku and Vegeta in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
Everybody's about to jump in the hyperbolic time chamber, and they're about to come out super brolic, like
Super dope
like
analogy.
it's just all like, yo, do you know what it is that I've been through? Like, you
Oh
know.
man.
So, what are you
Man.
watching right now?
Man, what am I watching? I'm watching several series on Hulu. Don't got the Netflix right now, but I've been I got a Hulu. I'm gonna tell you a crazy story with the Hulu. I was using a free trial for like 3 months. I don't know how I was able to. I got it from one email to another email, and then the last trial I forgot to cancel it a day late, so I canceled it, but it still charged me for another month. So I was like, you know what? I got series that I'm still watching, so that's cool. $5.99 ain't too much. I'll go ahead and enjoy this subscription for it. And so right now I'm watching. We're watching a 90 Day Fiance, which is like a reality series where people. I don't know. Have you seen that show? I don't want to.
I haven't seen it. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's like people dating who've never met, and one person is initiating going all across the country to meet somebody they never met in person. and a lot
Oh,
of times they have expectations to marry this person or
wow.
propose to them. It's like, dang,
So what's the wildest thing that you've seen on there so far? Like,
bro, this dude from where was Kentucky? This dude met this Brazilian girl in the deep Amazon, like not even the city of Brazil, in the deep Amazon of Brazil, and this dude flew out to Brazil, then had to take a boat in the middle of the Amazon to meet her. And this dude had like three box like crates of luggage.
what?
He couldn't even carry them with a handle. He had to like carry them around. And this dude was like very used to luxury, very cautious. Like he had so many things you wouldn't think of. Like he had a mosquito net bed, and this dude went all the way to Amazon to meet this Brazilian girl. Bro, it's crazy. Like people traveling to meet with their person that they met online, that they love, and it's like, man, I mean, it just shows we're all human at the end of the day. Technology is connecting us. Um, I heard about it like last year from one of my coworkers at work,
Yeah,
and who's attorney, who's now lives in Oakland. But she was telling me like that show is just crazy and it's reality. It's real people. It's nothing too fancy about it. It's just real people taking a leap of faith and going all over the world to meet someone they never met with the
yeah,
intentions to be their wife or husband. It's crazy, bro. They got several series. One is 90 days, the 90 days before, 90 days after, and this is it's just interesting to see a reality show just based on real people, and I like it because it's like it's not your everyday show where like The Bachelor, where it's these super rich people who have all these luxuries. It's everyday people who are hardworking, working class people who you can tell they're not just made for the camera. They're
yeah.
real, actual people who have flaws, and it's shown. It's crazy. Whoever made that came up with a good idea. 90 Day Fiance. That is crazy.
Oh man, what's a dope movie you recently saw?
Oh man, I started watching a scary movie. Um,
Oh, what
let's-
scary movie? Let me know.
man, I haven't seen the scary movie in years, but I started watching a silent. I think it's called a Quiet Place.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
Man, it's about a reality in the world where taken over by these monsters that are um hypersensitive to sound, so you
Mm.
can't make any noise or they'll find you. So
What?
you got to go around the world being super quiet without making any noise, or these monsters will come and devour you.
What? Oh,
Yeah, it's called A Quiet Place, I think. Yeah, I didn't finish watching it, but I might finish watching it once the wifey sleep because I'm like she don't
oh,
like scary movies.
oh man, no, I love freaking scary movies. I recently watched this kung fu flick that I didn't even know came out. It came out last year, and it's from the creators of the Crouch a Tiger, Hidden
Wow,
Dragon, and House of Flying Daggers. Yeah,
whoa,
yeah. So it's called Shadow. The Shadow. Check that one out. That kung fu that was dope. I was all like, ooh man, 'cause I love my martial art flicks, so it was dope. And those
man,
two movies are like my top. So I'm like, oh, that's dope. And then there's this other movie. Kenya actually told me about it, and it has Brad Pitt in it, and it's called Ad Astra.
Ad Astra,
And,
never heard of it.
yeah, he's in space.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It is. There was a lot of like I was just all like, because I'm super fascinated. Just what's beyond, but I'm. It's like a balance because I'm really into deep sea as well. Like sometimes on YouTube I'll watch like the National Oceanographic thing, and they have like these cameras that are like 15, 20, 25, 30,000 feet below the sea level. So
Oh
you're
wow.
seeing stuff that you didn't even know existed, animals and creatures you didn't even know existed, and places where there's like negative light, and it's just it's so surreal, like it's super surreal, and then but yeah, I'm always fascinated, like Interstellar, that movie's a
Man, I've
bomb,
seen
but this
that.
it gave me
Yes, that movie is trippy. It's messed up. I'm not gonna give it away, but that
oh
movie is a
man, that
trip.
movie. Yo, with the whole library, like I've seen so many people break that movie down with like that library scene where it's supposed to be like the Akashic records and stuff like that. Like it gets freaking deep. I was just all like, yo, what in the world? And like in the ship, or the station that he was in, the Interstellar, it's supposed to represent the 12 areas of the brain. And so that was like crazy too to even think about. I was just all like, yo, this is
That
what?
movie will have your brain just thinking like, man, movies like that, man. I used to always be in movies like that where it just you can't watch it once. You got to go back and look at it because you'll see something else.
Yeah,
Man,
always, always. And I think I see someone they made like a end game freaking reference to right now. And it's that part where Captain America's talking to Black Widow, and she's all like, "Don't tell me," like, because he was just like, there's cleaner water and cleaner air, and she's all like, "Don't tell me that this is better," because Thanos did the snap, like,
oh man, man, they're like
like
saying
everybody,
people saying we're living in game right now. This is like
right? Like,
equivalency of
oh,
in game right now.
half the population went disappeared into their homes.
Man, man,
It's
it's crazy.
about to come out like, oh snap, here y'all are. But I think what it's gonna do is it's gonna allow. I think there's so much learning that's gonna be happening, especially within families, just within different ways to communicate. Because what's funny is these platforms have been here, but it took this to happen for this to be a reality, for us to be
Yeah.
live streaming like this on Facebook.
Man, I don't know if you remember, but I remember in the 90s when internet was just getting popping, like back when it was dial up and AOL was like huge.
Net zero.
Yeah, that zero to
Zero.
free internet. Oh my goodness. I remember back then it was appreciation for it because it was something new and it wasn't everywhere like it is now. I feel
Yeah.
like this moment is a revamp of appreciation for things that we have that I felt like maybe was oversaturated with like smartphones, but now it's like we got a new appreciation for things because we're like forced to really sit down and just take it all in. Like just take all in the basic things and realize like, okay, no matter how complicated this world gets, we still have basic necessities. And this is forcing us to really step back and like, dang, these are basic necessities. And the fact that you can have these at a time like now, realizing how important just the basic things are right now.
Oh yeah, and that's what, and realizing what is considered, basic in general, and then basic to you,
Yeah.
because the more and more that you realize in an everyday situation, if you don't have the ease of access to the things that you need, what would you actually need? Like, what do you actually need on an everyday basis, and what do you maybe need once a week? What do you need maybe once a month? Like
Yeah.
being able to know that, okay, if something like this were to happen, this is, or on a different level, this is the stuff that I need, and how to go about that, and just preparation in general. What this showed me is just the need to be able to have certain things just on standby, whether
Yeah.
that safety net, whether it's cash, whether it's a safety net when it comes to certain things. Even having like I know y'all have been out to Gardopia Gardens a couple of times, right? Like just ease like the fact that that should be like everywhere. Like, hey, remember the gardens. Like the gardens is where you need to be at right now. This is something that attacks your immune system, your respiratory system. So it's just all like make sure. I feel like this is like you said, it's like going back and everything like that, but it's almost like remembering how your body even operates, like how your body, when it comes to bacteria and viruses, like how those operate, the bacteria and viruses that are already in us, that are, the natural, stuff that's already in us, how the body works in general. It's super deep, and now
Yep.
you can dive into those subjects and be like, you know what? Google search, how does my body work? Like
Yeah, man, it's going back to the basics and realizing like health, man. Health is everything. Like just realizing, I was reading up on how to build your immune system, and how to defend yourself from viruses. And it's like using supplements like that. It's not, yeah, they help, but in the day, it's about having a consistent, healthy lifestyle that's going to really protect you in the long run. Like,
yeah.
all these supplements are not good if you're not practicing a healthy lifestyle. Like I've been vegan since, man, what is it, January 23rd? I've been completely vegan, and understanding like, okay, you don't need meat, you just supplement yourself with other proteins, making sure that you eat what's good, like you said on face masks, got all them snacks in your cart, but none of them organic. And it's like that's real. Like we fighting over stuff that in the long run, is it gonna be really healthy for our bodies? And I think about that. Like I notice it when I go to the grocery store, that even now, even people are hoarding vegan stuff, and it's like, okay, it took this to make people look at that and realize it, but it's like, okay, at least people are starting realizing how important health is. Shout out to my wife Madeline. She been trying to get me on this tip for years of being vegan and having organic supplements and just being healthy and taking your body. She's always promoted like healthy uh, gardening and healthy fruits and vegetables and even CMOS. And now it's like, man, this is the most crucial time to really be on it. Like it's I feel like it's always necessary, but it's very urgent now to keep our bodies as strong and healthy as possible from this virus or even several viruses that's been going on, man. It's and I feel like now like it's actually beneficial like to slow down from traveling, because when you're traveling and you seeing things, it's the rush of being in like you know in this move of constant momentum of moving. And sometimes when you're in that constant movement, it's hard to slow down because you're excited, your adrenaline is rushing. You get excited to do things, see things, and try things. But now I feel like, yeah, right now I'm not traveling, but it's good because it gives me that time to really slow down, take things in, recognize things I wouldn't have before because I was, in that momentum where I was just constantly moving. You know what I mean?
And your immune system by traveling all the time is always switching up to the places that you're traveling. So it's like being able to sit down for a little bit and allow it to you know, get back to homeostasis, like get back to,
Yeah,
normal, I feel like is going to help out a lot too, because I know, anytime I would go somewhere, either the first few days of being there or the first few days of coming back, I have like a runny nose, all these different things, but that's because it's a completely different place. The environment, everything is
yeah,
different. So it's just all like your body has to get used to that, and that's how it does. So it's like being able to just be here and like reset. Like, all right, let me see what it feels like, to sit still for a little bit, like that movement. It it was just all like
Yeah,
time to chill.
yeah, time to chill, definitely. And it's like, man, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are like, man, flights are good, but like, the fact that you have the luxury to travel, to go see things, that's a luxury. Some people don't have that. And it's
Yeah.
like now we're all on a plane level to where, okay, let's just be grateful for what we have, for what we can do, for what we can see. Be thankful to be just at home, to have time with each other, to get to know each other. Man, I don't know if you've seen, but there's this cruise ship that Florida is not letting it dock, and it's literally at sea. Um,
What?
yes, it's called, I think, Zamdare or something of that sort, and it's trying to dock in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and like the governor is like, nope, we're not letting it dock. And there's supposedly, it's coronavirus, COVID-19 is already affecting people on that cruise ship. And today they announced there were like 4 people already died on that cruise ship.
Yeah, right here. I'm just reading it right here. It's the Zandam, Rotterdam. The government says state will accept Florida residents from cruise ship stricken by the coronavirus.
Yeah, so it's like, like, I try to tell people this all the time, even before the coronavirus, like, just because you're traveling on a budget or cheap travel, it's not always desirable.
Yeah,
You want to make sure it's safe foremost, and that's why I tell people, like, right now, it's you can still travel domestically in the U.S. Some countries you can still travel to, but I'm not advising it because how good of a trip can it be if you got to worry about your health, if you got to worry about
yeah,
this and that happening. Like, you want it to be something memorable, something that you can be comfortable doing. And that's what it's about. Like, when you go to vacation, you want to have a good time. You don't want to be just worried about something happening. So I tell people now, like, just sit it out right now. Go watch some travel videos. Watch number one itinerary.
right.
Go watch some travel videos. You can watch it from the comfort of your house, on your phone, your laptop, your desktop, whatever you got, your like smart electronic device. You can watch it without having to worry about go through TSA and security and worrying about hand sanitizer, even though you still need it for your keyboards.
Right? And I think that that's what's really cool is just being able to sit back and catch up. I think that this is a catch up time. Like, catch up on
Yes.
everything. Like, just catch up, because once it starts back up, wow, unless you have things in place to be able to slow down on a regular to balance out, you want to, like, we want to learn from this and be like, all
Yeah.
right, like, what going forward, how can we, do different things. Now, the one thing, now, I don't know if this is true, but is it true that now would be the best time to start getting uh tickets for the future?
Oh man, I would tell you this. I cannot say now is the best time, only because it's very unpredictable what's going to happen and how long this lockdown is going to be.
Yeah.
Um, People are saying yes, may not last all the way to the end of the year. What I can say is, if you do feel the urge to buy a ticket now, look at the policy. Is it refundable?
Hmm.
That's what I can say. Make sure you understand the policies over refunding in case of emergency, because travel right now is unforeseeable. Like, you can't tell what's gonna happen in the next month, the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Um, if we could have, a lot of lives would have been saved. A lot of people could have been saved from getting the coronavirus if we could have foreseen this being a pandemic. Um, and and unfortunately, it was signs out there, but a lot of things come in place. Our government, whether people actually listening and taking advice, it's a lot of factors, but right now, what I can say is understand the policies in place. A lot of airlines are having policies where they'll refund you if there's certain things that happen. Like a lot of airlines are canceling a huge percentage of flights. I know
Yeah.
Delta and bigger airlines, American Airlines, were like stopping a lot of their flights all the way up to like 40% of their international flights.
Dang.
Yeah.
It is super freaking real. And I think that that's what's important. I think that the worst thing that you can do right now is not take it serious. Like,
Yeah.
there was some influencer that tested positive and he was doing the coronavirus challenge and he was going
Oh
around
my
licking
goodness.
stuff in public and all this other stuff. And it's just all like, why? Why?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, I saw that challenge and I was like, man, yeah, why? That's ridiculous. I remember seeing this one woman literally lick the toilet seat on a flight. I'm like, there's no reason to be bringing that upon yourself and influencing other people to do that. That's reckless, like
Super reckless.
super
Where's the
reckless.
immunity booster challenge? Like, where's
For
like,
real, take some vitamin C and CMOS for real. That probably needs to be a challenge. You know what? We're gonna have to start that challenge. S-
yes. Let
Smoothie
me get that
CMOS
CMOS
organic
first.
challenge for
let
real.
me get that CMOS first so I can participate. I'm gonna get you that jar.
Man, but yes, we got to be very careful and make sure that whatever we do right now, we just be careful. And I remember just people getting likes and getting recognition for doing some of the, how can I say, most just crazy stuff. I remember this one influencer, she was got viral just by going to restaurants and just dropping and spilling food. Like,
What?
why? Man, look it up on YouTube. It's ridiculous, man. And
Oh
this
my
is
goodness.
and it's like now it's a food shortage, so you know, it just goes to show we can't take anything for granted. Um, you know, and so just be smart. That's what I try to push. Be smart, be safe, follow guidelines. Like people want to like just do things and be rebellious, and it's like it's not worth all of that. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people in Panama, a lot of U.S. citizens are stuck in Panama because the borders are shut down, so now they can't even leave. Some of them enjoying it. Some of them have to wait for military planes. Is actually military planes coming on April 2nd, tomorrow,
Hmm.
and it's like only like certain amount of people can go on there, and it's literally landing and going to San Angelo, Texas.
What?
So the closest airport is the San Antonio airport.
Oh man. Dang.
I know, like, man, I could have cut that flight, but I wasn't gonna risk
Right? Like,
that.
but like it's definitely like that itch. It's just like as a traveler, it's just like but it honestly makes me excited for afterwards because the thing is that I feel like even when things go back to normal, I feel like it's gonna take a while for people who casually traveled to even travel again. And I think that that may be a plus for people who love to travel because the prices may be down trying to get people to travel again and different things
Yeah.
like that. And it's just all like, oh, like probably be able to get the London for like a cool bill. Like, so like see what happens when you wait, you get the London for $100. Like
Hey, I just hope that even when it's die down, people still take precaution and like they learn and still practice a lot of safety guides, and just being healthy. They practice that even after this is all done and there is no pandemic, and hopefully everything is resolved and there becomes a way to cure this. I'm not saying vaccine or nothing like that, but just be healthy. People still practice those guidelines in trying to be as safe as possible when traveling, as if there is a pandemic, even when the
yeah.
pandemic died down. Like, who knows? Is there going to be any type of normalcy ever again? Like, and that brings a lot into question. Like, how are we going to move forward? What are some things we're going to take from this and to continue to doing, even if times die down and it becomes more safe and we don't have to be as precautious? Are we still going to be as safe, as healthy as we possibly can? So that I hope we take what we learn from this and we continue to take that down the line, even if it's not necessary.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And on that note, I gotta knock out some dishes real quick.
No
But
doubt.
yo, go ahead and let the people know where they can find you.
Check me out on Instagram, Passport Polanco, PassportPolanco. Check it on the screen. We also on YouTube, the number one itinerary, the hashtag one itinerary, ITINERARY. We also on Facebook. Just type in at Passport Polanco, at the one itinerary without the hashtag. We got season 2.1 coming up. You're gonna catch that on YouTube as well. You can just put in hashtag Globetrotter, hashtag the one itinerary, hashtag flight life. So yeah, we got new season Tony Talks season 2, where I'm gonna talk about travel guides, let people know what to do if you're stuck somewhere, or just if you want to travel and you don't want to go to airport. Gonna give you guides what you can watch, but you can start even just going somewhere as simple as see a closest park, some guidelines to travel safely if you got to travel. Because I know, unfortunately, things are what they are. Sometimes you don't have a choice in the matter. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, catch on YouTube, on Twitter, the one itinerary, and we're also on Snapchat at the one itinerary as well.
Whoop, whoop. Heck yeah. Well, thank you, my brother, for joining in. And
Appreciate that, Kevin.
I'll hit you up later.
Peace.
Yes, yes. Peace.